Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. More Central Plains storm systems working their way out of the west coast right now. Snow in the elevated Rockies of the west, the Cascades of the west will be making its way through the Central Plains, and a severe weather threat as we go through. Let's get you to the latest and what's going on right now on the radar as we close out our weekend. Rain showers, Northern California, a little bit heavier in that Reno area, and Medford, Oregon, seeing some heavy showers of rain as well. Nothing severe here, just a lot of rain. Southern California, not so much. It's pretty dry there. Now, as we look into the northern Rockies and the Cascades, Seattle getting some heavy rain showers, but Missoula seeing heavier snow as we get into parts of Idaho, and that's going to continue to expand with this storm system. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, this is the exiting day after day severe weather threat that we had from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as we went through the late part of last week, and just very, very traumatic storms across the area. We do have some severe thunderstorms working their way through places like Pittsburgh right now, heading in that general direction of you folks in Philly at this time. But right now, Lancaster under a severe thunderstorm warning. Gusty straight line winds with this backward C shape on this are the most likely threat with that particular storm, the way it looks to me right now. As we go down to the south just a little bit toward West Point, we have another line of storms. They're all moving northeast right now. These are strong but not severe. A lot of active lightning, as you see, in and around the West Point area. So the southeastern United States right now looking like we're seeing some wild weather, but things will be changing there. Now, as we head into the next day and a half, there's going to be some unsettled weather that works out and through the Rockies. So let's get to the latest on that with a look at the European model, and here we go. Now, the European model doing a pretty good job with the last system. Again, the snowfall amounts not so much, but really doing a fine job with the severe weather threat that we endured as we went through the weekend. Here's the Colorado low exiting out of the Cascades, focusing in on Wyoming, bringing some Wyoming snow called upslope snow here. Meanwhile, the Central Plains will be warming back up, and we're lacing this atmosphere with a lot of moisture. Look at Idaho, look at Nevada, seeing some snow showers. This system sits here for a couple days and it gets more intense. It strengthens and deepens. So the snow in the Rockies will accumulate. We're talking about Idaho. We're talking about western Wyoming, western portions of South Dakota, through western Colorado as well on the western slopes. When this storm system slides south, that snow in Colorado will hit the front range. So we're talking about places like, Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, and the Panhandle of Nebraska, and the Denver area, even Cheyenne, Wyoming, having a chance at some snow showers and heavy at that as it works its way through. This becomes a Central Plains storm, a lot of wind, so there'll be whiteout potential, a narrow band of heavy snow, as well as some sleet and maybe even some freezing drizzle with this system as it works through. This is on the timeline of Wednesday morning. Pardon me. It works its way up into the Great Lakes as we go into Wednesday afternoon and evening, meaning the Twin Cities and points south into Des Moines, Iowa could see a band of heavy snow that will slide out into central parts of Wisconsin, heading out towards Green Bay, as well as Milwaukee, before heading into the UP and out. Now, here's where the severe weather threat comes for the plains. Not until we get into Wednesday, it looks like. So we could see some thunder showers with this original cold front as we go through the early morning hours on Wednesday, but it looks like there'll be enough lift in the atmosphere and strengthening of this low to produce some strong to severe storms as we go through your midweek day on this upcoming work week. So that's a look at that. Now we'll take a look at some snowfall potential with this system. It is a little bit far out to get too excited about snowfall potential, as we saw with the last winter weather event. Now, as we go through Monday, the international border counties here in North Dakota, Montana, and Minnesota will see some accumulating snow to the tune of 1 to 4 inches. Look at the Rocky Mountains of Wyoming, Colorado, and even Montana, and look at that in northern parts and central parts of Idaho, north of the basin here, north of Boise, up towards Pocatello and Missoula, hitting hard with snow, accumulating over 1 foot in many of those high mountain ranges. Same thing with the Sierra Nevada and the mountains of western Oregon, seeing that snow. When that system moves out into the plains, it blossoms quickly and strengthens on Wednesday. So from Wednesday morning in Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, southern Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then by the time we get to the wee hours of Thursday morning, it's lifting out into Quebec, and as it does so, it will bring with it its risk. Now, the severe weather threat will be making its presence known on Wednesday, and we can take a quick peek at the latest from the Storm Prediction Center right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quickly before we wrap this update up. Again, my name is meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I've been practicing meteorology for the last 30 years in the northern plains storms in Rocky Mountain states. If you like what I do, go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on the old YouTube channel. Now, let's take a look at what we have going on with regards to outlooks for severe weather. And we're going to go out to the day 3 outlook. So this would be Tuesday. Notice on Tuesday, we have just what we would call just marginal risk. Maybe 1 or 2 storms in that Iowa area would have a chance at becoming severe at this early stage, but it's not going to be Tuesday that has the main threat, as we showed you there. I think Wednesday will be a stronger threat with that line of storms developing. So from parts of Arkansas, Missouri, and racing across into the Ohio River Valley and into parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, once again, we'll have a fast racing line of storms as we go into your Wednesday evening. Again, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I appreciate the privilege of covering your weather. If you like what you see here, please hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. You can hit the notification bell, the little bell you see there, and that will make sure that you're notified when I'm coming on with updates. Follow me on Facebook, search for Hutch Johnson, Chief Meteorologist, and I have a website, hutchesweather.com. Anytime, anywhere, the latest in your weather.